You don't need a suit to look like a gentleman, but you do need to stop dressing like it's laundry day, because by 50, your clothes should reflect your life, not your leftovers. This video isn't about throwing on a blazer just to look respectable, and it's definitely not about trying to look younger. It's about dressing like the man you've become. Someone who's built a life, earned his presence, and knows that style doesn't start or end with a suit. Because the truth is, most of us don't wear suits every day anymore. But that doesn't mean we should settle for sloppy. In fact, the men who look the sharpest without tailoring are often the ones who understand a few quiet principles: structure, fit, subtlety, and presence. In this video, I'll show you 7 ways to look like a gentleman without ever reaching for a suit. Let's begin right away. Chapter 1. The hidden armor, collar discipline. Let's start with something most men overlook: the collar. Not the jacket, not the shoes, the collar. Because even without a suit, your collar frames everything: your face, your presence, and the first impression you give off. A structured collar gives your outfit shape. It quietly tells people, this man pays attention. Now here's the thing, not all collars are created equal. You know the ones: flimsy, curled, or collapsing by midday. They make even an expensive shirt look like a pajama top. And for men over 50, collapsing collars do more than drag down your outfit. They soften your edge. They take the air out of the room before you even speak. So what's the fix? First, upgrade your polo game. We recommend the Sunspell Riviera polo shirt. This isn't your average golf shirt. It's tailored, breathable, and sharp enough to be worn with dress trousers or smart denim. The collar actually holds its form, and it's the same one Daniel Craig wore as James Bond in Casino Royale. Clean, confident, timeless. This isn't about logos or trends, it's about structure. And that's exactly what this shirt delivers. Next, for button-downs, go with quiet luxury. The Billy Reid Tuscumbia shirt nails it. Soft cotton cut for adults, not college kids. The collar is just stiff enough to stay upright under a jacket, but relaxed enough to wear solo. Whether you're heading to brunch or boarding a flight, this shirt says, seasoned professional, not retired and forgotten. Remember, your collar is your armor. It's the one part of your outfit that's always at eye level. So don't let it wilt. A gentleman knows that looking sharp doesn't require layers of tailoring, it requires precision. And it all begins at the neckline. Chapter 2. Texture over prints, the refined way to add depth. As a gentleman, you don't need bold prints or loud logos to make an impression. In fact, you've outgrown them. Real sophistication is felt, not shouted. And that's where texture steps in. Texture adds visual interest without the chaos. It turns a simple outfit into a layered statement. It speaks in hushed tones. I know what I'm doing. Let's start with the WAX London Whiting Overshirt. This piece adds immediate depth to your outfit, a heavier fabric with a tactile surface that looks rugged but refined. It's versatile too. Wear it over a plain tee or under a top coat. The textured weave catches light differently depending on the time of day, giving your outfit quiet movement. It's linked in the description below. Now pair that with something even more grounded, the Incotex corduroy trousers. Corduroy isn't just a throwback, it's a masterstroke when done right. These trousers offer a subtle ribbed texture, tailored silhouette, and a softness that elevates comfort without compromising polish. And this isn't the baggy stuff from your school days. This is the grown man version. Tailored, streamlined, European elegance with an edge. Why does this combination work? Because when you mix textures, a brushed overshirt with ribbed trousers, you create contrast without using color. You keep the tones muted, but the look dynamic. It's depth without drama. And this is the trick. When everyone else is trying to stand out with patterns, you stand apart by standing still, grounded, confident, textured. Layered fabrics, muted colours, strong silhouette. That's the blueprint. These aren't just clothes, they're architectural elements of your presence. Every piece you wear should add a little weight to the moment. Product links are in the description below. Choose one or both. Either way, you're adding real dimension to your wardrobe. Chapter 3. Smart layers that command respect. At a certain point in life, your clothes should do more than just fit. They should represent. And that's where layering comes in. Not sloppy hoodies, not trendy puffers. We're talking intelligent outerwear. Jackets that carry weight without saying a word. Let's start with the Buck Mason Airlight Bomber Jacket. It's lightweight, but don't let that fool you. The structure is sharp, the cut is military-inspired, but refined. No oversized bulk, no screaming logos. It hugs the shoulders just enough and tapers in all the right places. Throw it over a polo or a crew neck, and you instantly gain presence. It's the kind of jacket that makes you look like a man who gets things done. Now contrast that with something more heritage-driven. The Barbour Highfield Wax Jacket. This is tradition, rugged elegance. The waxed cotton gives it a natural, lived-in sheen that gets better with age, just like you, and it's weatherproof without being technical. There's no futuristic plastic or bright zippers here, just smart craftsmanship rooted in decades of British utility. Both jackets do the same thing in different ways. They create silhouette, they suggest confidence, and they let the rest of your outfit fall quietly into place. The reason layering matters at this stage in your life is because it adds visual structure. It says you've thought through your outfit, not just thrown on the nearest sweater. And that small difference? It's what separates dressed from well-dressed. So whether you lean towards sleek minimalism or timeless ruggedness, make sure your outerwear does more than just cover you. It should elevate you. Chapter 4. Monochrome done right. The three-tone rule. There's something undeniably powerful about a man in monochrome, but let's be clear. Monochrome doesn't mean matching everything. It means choosing one color family and playing with depth, shade, and contrast within it. That's the three-tone rule. And it's the secret to looking sharp without trying too hard. Take navy, for example. It's timeless, understated, and flattering on every skin tone. You start with a rich base layer, something like the Buck Mason Double Indigo sweatshirt. It's not just another crew neck. The indigo gives it a deep, almost inky saturation that looks polished without being formal. It sets the tone. Then bring in a contrasting shade within the same family, like the Everlane Performance Chino in a soft navy or slate. These chinos are tailored enough to look sharp, but built for real-world movement. That's key. You don't want to look stiff. You want to look composed. Finally, add one more tone, maybe a charcoal or a light grey jacket. Now you've got 3 shades, one story. Why does this matter? Because colour coherence makes you look intentional. And intention is everything when you're not relying on a blazer to do the heavy lifting. The danger with monochrome is going too flat. That's why the 3-tone rule keeps it alive. You get all the sleekness of a single palette, but none of the monotony. It sharpens your lines, refines your silhouette, and gives the illusion of height and authority, all while keeping you relaxed. And the best part? It works with any colour you love. Charcoal, olive, earth tones, even creams and whites in summer. Monochrome isn't restrictive, it's liberating. Once you understand the formula, you can dress sharp in seconds. No loud pieces, no guessing, just quiet control. Chapter 5. The right belt. Quiet confidence at the waist. A true gentleman doesn't need to shout to be seen, and the right belt is the perfect example of that principle. Often overlooked, but never invisible. At first glance, a belt just holds up your trousers. But at second glance, it ties your whole look together. It marks the transition between upper and lower halves. And it adds a subtle sense of structure that's often missing in today's too casual wardrobes. Start with suede. The Anderson's woven suede belt brings texture without chaos. It's soft, flexible, but still refined, something that blends effortlessly into trousers, cords, or even dark denim. The weave gives it depth, while the suede softens the formality. It's a belt you wear when you don't want to look like you're trying too hard, and still want to be the best-dressed man in the room. Then there's the classic Ralph Lauren braided leather belt. It feels like something passed down, not bought last week. The braiding adds dimension, the leather patinas with age, and the entire piece speaks to heritage. You don't need bold branding when your craftsmanship speaks for itself. The key here is restraint. No chunky buckles, no flashy logos. The gentleman's belt doesn't draw attention, it anchors it. When your belt complements the tones and textures in your outfit, it silently enhances everything else, especially when your outfit is minimal. In those moments, the details step forward, and your belt becomes more than just functional, it becomes a signature. This is how you create presence without pretense. Subtle pieces, strong impact. That's the gentleman's way. Chapter 6. The watch. Your most understated signature. A gentleman's watch doesn't just tell time, it tells his story. In a world of smartphones and smartwatches, wearing a classic timepiece says something deeper. I value tradition. I honor craftsmanship. I'm not in a rush, but I'm always on time. Let's begin with the Timex Marlin Automatic. This isn't just a nod to the past, it's a revival. Slim, elegant, with a domed crystal and vintage-inspired dial, the Marlin brings back the golden era of wristwear without the price tag. It's the kind of piece that works just as well with a linen shirt on a warm day as it does tucked under the cuff of a winter overshirt. It feels intimate, thoughtful, quietly sharp. Now, if you want something with a little more presence, consider the Longines Heritage Legend Diver. This is where Tool Watch meets timeless style. It's a diver's watch, yes, but designed with restraint. No oversized bezels, no gimmicks, just polished steel, vintage cues and clean lines. It wears beautifully on the wrist without screaming for attention. You wear it because you know what it is, not because you need anyone else to. The power of a good watch is that it doesn't chase trends. It outlives them. That's why, for men over 50, a well-chosen timepiece becomes more than an accessory. It becomes a symbol of discipline, of time well spent, of moments you don't let slip. So before you reach for your phone to check the hour, ask yourself, what do your hands say when they're seen? What message does your wrist carry when you reach to shake someone else's? Make it count. Both watches are linked in the description below. Choose the one that fits not just your schedule, but your character. Chapter 7. Footwear that finishes the look. Shoes are the full stop at the end of your outfit sentence, and if everything above the ankle is composed, thoughtful, and elegant, your shoes should seal that statement with clarity. The wrong footwear can unravel an entire look. Too bulky, and you look off balance. Too worn, and the outfit feels neglected. Too trendy, and suddenly you're chasing youth instead of owning your age. But the right pair? It grounds you. It sharpens the silhouette. It whispers good taste. Let's start with a quiet icon. The Common Projects B-Ball leather sneaker. Yes, it's technically a sneaker, but it's built with the kind of precision normally reserved for fine dress shoes. The silhouette is lean and low profile, the leather is full grain and butter smooth, And the finishing, from the tonal stitching to the signature gold foil serial, is impeccable. This is the kind of sneaker you wear with a tapered chino, a polo, even a blazer if you wanted. It's comfort without compromise, a modern take on refinement. And for gentlemen who don't want to feel overdressed on the weekend but still want to look intentional, this is the shoe that balances both worlds. Then there's the Santoni Kala Suede Penny Loafer. This is where timelessness lives. Suede, when done well, brings an approachable softness to the classic loafer silhouette. It's relaxed but never sloppy. The Kala features just enough structure to hold its form, a rich texture that elevates your entire lower half, and a fit that molds to your foot over time. These aren't just shoes, they're your pace setters. They guide how you move through your day. Slip them on in the morning and feel your shoulders roll back. You're not rushing. You're not dressing up. You're stepping into your role with calm assurance. Footwear becomes especially important as we age, not just for comfort, but for dignity. A sharp shoe communicates care. It shows that you still take pride in the details, still respect the moment, and still walk into a room knowing exactly who you are. So whether you lean casual or classic, make your footwear deliberate. Not flashy, not aggressive, just unmistakably refined. Because a true gentleman doesn't need a suit to be noticed. He just needs the right pair of shoes to carry himself like one. You don't need a blazer to look respectable. You don't need a tie to command presence. And you definitely don't need to follow trends to stand out. A gentleman isn't defined by formality, he's defined by intention. And every piece you've seen in this video was chosen to help you build that intention into your everyday wardrobe. From the structure of a sharp collar, to the richness of textures that speak in quiet tones, to the layers that give you shape, the belts that hold it all together, and the timepieces that remind everyone, including yourself, that your time still matters. This is not about dressing young, it's about dressing well. Because when you look put together, you feel put together. And when you feel put together, the world responds differently. So whether you're stepping out for dinner, traveling, or just running errands, the gentleman's way doesn't need to be loud. It just needs to be thoughtful. Every product mentioned in this video is linked in the description below, carefully selected to balance quality, comfort, and timeless style. Pick one piece to start or upgrade a full look. The goal isn't to impress, it's to express who you've always been. You've earned the right to look sharp without the suit. Now go own it. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with a man who deserves to elevate his wardrobe too. Because elegance, it's contagious.